Hi guys, this is Teacher Josh and we're looking at the Smithsonian. Of course, we're in the April-May 2025 issue and we're going to look at a super interesting article about two ancient empires that did trade. But not only did they do trade, they duked it out! There were over 7 wars between these two. Let's find out who it is. Alright, so here we are. We're taking a look at The Wealth of Nations. A new show illuminates the rich artistic exchange that took place between two trading empires. All right, so a couple of words here that we should know. We've got illuminates. That means it makes it known. It's kind of the idea of shining light on something, okay? But really we're just shining, or we're letting, the show is letting everybody know about some of the things that happened between the Venetian Empire and the Ottoman Empire. So that's what's happening here. Of course, an empire just means these two great nations that controlled vast areas of land. So let's see what we have here. Of course, you guys know Venice is in modern-day Italy. And boy, I've been there. It is incredible. These guys were merchants. Merchants are people who trade. Okay, that's how they made their money. They traded things. So we've got this really interesting picture here of a Venetian. And we've got this beautiful tapestry. I assume it's from the Ottoman Empire. Check it out. Let's take a look at this. So it says for over 400 years, the Eastern Mediterranean was the domain of two great empires, or two great powers. What were they? It was the Republic of Venice and the Ottoman Empire. Okay, so Eastern Mediterranean. Okay, so if you're looking at a map, and let's say this is the Mediterranean, this would be the west, and this would be the east. Okay, so you've got the Ottoman Empire over here in modern-day Turkey, and then you've got the Venetian Empire, which is, you know, Italy. It kind of looks like a boot. But they controlled this area. But both of them are on the eastern side of the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean is a sea between Europe and Africa. All right, so we've got this Republic of Venice and the Ottoman Empire. It says, as rivals, they fought 7 different wars. Man, that's crazy. So what is a rival? A rival is somebody competing with you, somebody against you. Like if you're playing a soccer match, it's the other team, right? They're your rival. So these two powers were competing for everything. So, but yeah, it's true. They had 7 wars, but man, when they weren't fighting, they pursued mutual profit. What does that mean? Pursued mutual profit. It means they went after making money. They both needed each other. They both made money from the other. So the Venetians were famous shipbuilders and seafarers. They had lots of boats, and that's what they did. They would trade, buy, sell things from around the world. And a lot of their business came from the Ottoman Empire. Okay, so there's this really cool display or exhibit. They call it an exhibition. Okay, it's a traveling exhibition. That means they've got a bunch of different artifacts and things that they're traveling around and showing to people. And it says the next stop is at the Frist Art Museum in Nashville. Of course, Nashville is in the great state of Tennessee in the United States. So a little bit about the Ottomans. What did they have to offer? Why did the Venetians want to trade with the Ottomans? Well, the Ottomans had access to spices. Man, people wanted those spices from India, China, The Ottoman Empire had access to all of that. They also had a lot of luxury goods. So we're talking pottery from Asia. We're talking different kinds of luxury clothing and silk. All of that had to go through the Ottoman Empire. And boy, the Venetians liked to buy it and they liked to sell it to the crowd back home. All right. And also in this exhibit, this is kind of interesting, it includes 150 works of art from Venice's civic museums, as well as a recently salvaged wreck of the Venetian merchant ship Gagliana Grassa. So this is a shipwreck. So that means a ship sank. And by the way, this is interesting. This ship sank and it had 5,000 panes of glass. So Venice is still known for its glass. I remember when I went there as a child, my dad bought a chandelier. But there were also beautiful glass objects you could buy. They're famous for their glass making and glass blowing in Venice. So they made these windows for the Sultan. And the ship went down. Well, that's pretty cool, right? Like they found 5,000 panes of glass that were destined for Istanbul in 1583 for the Sultan's palace. By the way, I've been to Topkapi Palace, which is the palace of the Sultan of the old Ottoman Empire. And I've been in the palace. It's absolutely amazing. If you ever get a chance, visit the palace in Istanbul. It's pretty incredible. So that's what this is all about. It's this traveling exhibition that shows a relationship between these two great nations. I like this final quote here. It says, one Venetian ambassador, okay, that's a government official from Venetia to the Ottoman court. He said, being merchants, we cannot live without them. So, man, the Venetians depended on the Ottomans for their wealth, their money, their income. All right, man, thanks for joining me. I hope you like history. I know I do. That was fascinating. I'll see you again next time. Bye, everybody.